Oh, ladies and gents, we're going to talk about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp here. Now, important to separate, what we're talking about here is Johnny Depp's appeal with the UK courts with the libel case against the Sun newspaper. Now, I've got to scroll down because of words on the page that YouTube will hate and will remove it and demonetize and block videos and crap like that. But just to outline, basically the Sun printed a headline which claimed Johnny Depp was a wife beater. He then obviously pursued that for libel. It's quite libelous, frankly. It was found in the Sun's favour, not Johnny Depp's, and he did the Court of Appeal. He appealed it. Now it's interesting because some of the reasons as to which the judge, Andrew Niccol, found in favour of the Sun have now since come out and claimed, like, and basically we found out that Amber Heard was lying, basically. Like, it's all there, it's very clear as day. But because she didn't lie on the stand or in her statements and things like that, or in cross-examination, they're letting it slide. Very weird, but also very interesting as to the next case that will happen, which is, I believe, in Virginia, if I remember rightly, between Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. So that'll be an interesting one as to whether she then changes her story for that court case. Because that will be the one which will... That's like a court case specifically, Heard versus Depp. So if that one changes, that'll be the interesting one. This one sucks. Like, this is I'd say this is a bad verdict, personally, but we'll dive into it. This article's linked down below. Read along with me. Johnny Depp's libel suit against the Sun has finally come to a decisive end as the UK Court of Appeals has denied his final appeal against the case's verdict, which ruled that the British tabloid was accurate in describing the actor as a wife beater in regard to his relationship with Zack Snyder's Justice League actress Amber Heard. Sorry, Amber Heard. In a 14-page ruling released on the morning of March 25th, appeal judges Lord Justice Dingeman and Lord Justice Underhill found the hearing before Judge Andrew Niccol was full and fair, and he gave thorough reasons for his conclusions which have not been shown even arguably to be vitiated by any error of approach or mistake of law. And that's because she didn't say it on the stand or in a statement or in cross-examination or something like that. I don't get it. To me, justice is not being served here. But again, that's my opinion. I'm not a judge, very clearly, obviously. Last week, Andrew Caldecott QC argued to the court on behalf of Depp that the belief that Heard had donated her entire $7 million divorce settlement to charity, an act which has since been heavily disputed by Depp and his legal team, affected the court's verdict. And it did. It's in the verdict. So, like, how do you argue with that? However, the appeals judges rejected this argument, believing that said belief played little to no part in Judge Niccol's final ruling. Alright, so in the wake of this ruling, a spokesperson for Heard told Deadline that they were pleased, but by no means surprised, as they believed Depp's claims that Heard failed to fulfill her charitable obligations was no more than a press strategy. But it's the truth. You've admitted it. So surely that the fact that you've been telling people you've done it is a press strategy anyway. The evidence presented... That's such hypocrites. The evidence presented in the UK case was overwhelming and undeniable, said the spokesperson. To reiterate, the original verdict was that Mr. Depp committed domestic violence against Amber Heard on no fewer than 12 occasions, and she was left in fear of her life. In a separate statement, Depp's lawyer, Joel Rich, of Schilling's Partners, that's funny, informed the entertainment trade publication that she seriously questioned the court's decision before asserting that the actor was now turning his attention to presenting the complete irrefutable evidence of the truth in the US libel case against Miss Heard, where she will have to provide full disclosure. And that's the thing that's going to be interesting. Wonder what'll change. Wonder what part of the story will change, ladies and gents. Depp is next due in court on April 11th, 2022. That's in the Virginia one, I believe. Now, the newly set start date for his $50 million defamation trial against his ex-wife. Heard's $100 million countersuit issued in response to Depp's defamation suit has not yet received a court date. What do you make of the court? Yeah. I mean, look. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, the overall opinion. So this is the Deadline article, right? The overall statement that they made is... yeah. Yeah. The hearing before Nicole J was full and fair, and he gave thorough reasons for his conclusions, which have not been shown even arguably to be vitiated by any error of approach or mistake of law. The court explained that it did not believe Depp's team's criticisms of Judge Nicole had a real chance of success on appeal, and that it did not accept that the judge had been swayed by the idea of Heard's $7 million charitable donations from her divorce settlement with Depp, which the actor's reps claimed had never been fulfilled. It's not been fulfilled. That is clear-cut. Like, it's been admitted from Amber Turd and her legal team that has not actually been done. And when Judge Nicole made his statement of the verdict, the ruling, when he said something to the effect of, well, you know, she'd done this, this, and this, I mean, it's very clear as day that it had affected his decision. If you're citing it as part of the verdict, how does that not link? How does it not link together? How? Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. During the original trial in the UK High Court, Turd stated that she donated the full amount to causes including LA's Children's Hospital Foundation and the American Civil Liberties Union, and this was cited by news groups' lawyers as evidence that the actress could not be characterised as a gold digger. So again, right, we're using that as a linchpin for, well, you can't call me that because I actually did this. It's like, right, but if you haven't done that, that argument's now invalid, isn't it? Like, yes, obviously. Earlier this year, her US lawyer admitted to Deadline that the donations had been delayed, but claimed that this was, apparently it's all Depp's fault. Yeah, alright, well, even though he had offered to do it on her behalf. I'm pretty certain as well. Caldecott had argued that the donation had tipped the scales from the very beginning of the case, and that Turd had made a calculated and manipulative lie. I mean, I'd say it's pretty clear. Like, if you're saying, well, you can't characterise me as a gold digger, that's changing what people believe about your character and how they judge you. The whole thing is about judgment of character. Did he do this? Did she likely do this? Did she likely, you know, was she in this relationship for more, you know, sort of toxic and nefarious reasons? Well, she couldn't possibly, because she hasn't even kept the money. But she actually has. She hasn't donated it. So all those arguments are completely invalid at this point. Fuck me, honestly. In today's appeal ruling, the judges said that they made no finding on whether her statements about her donations were misleading. How? How? What? In today's appeal ruling, the judges said they made no finding on whether her statements about her donations were misleading, noting that Depp's team had not raised the issue at trial. Oh, right, because... I mean, there's a flaw there, isn't there? Massive flaw. Anyway, there you go. And it's interesting, isn't it? Pot calling kettle black. A spokesperson for Turd said they were pleased, but by no means surprised. Depp's legal team about the charity, new and important evidence, and it's no more than a press strategy, apparently. You know, whatever. Ridiculous. Well, there you go. I mean, bit of a shame, really, to be honest. But I do think, moving forward, the really interesting one will be the suit in Virginia, the defamation one. Because she'll have to say everything. If she gets found, she'll be lying. If she says, if she sticks down this path of, no, I've done this and I've done that, blah, blah, blah. And then they go, but you told Deadline this. Why'd you tell them this? Oh, well, because, right, but have you actually done it? No. Contempt. It'll be interesting to watch it pan out. But I actually don't have a lot of hope. I think that the systems are a little bit flawed at the moment. Very clearly. Especially ours. But anyway, let me know what you think down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe. Cheers. Take care.